Hey, family and friends. I'm here with Anna. I'm super excited to bring Anna on board. Anna is, I want to say, an icon in the real estate industry, in the real estate world, right? She is phenomenal at what she does. Fantastic realtor. And you're a seasoned realtor. You've been in real estate for a long time, right?
I've been in real estate since 2015
Okay.
in Seattle area.
Seattle area,
And before
okay.
I have license in New York, Manhattan.
Okay. So did you move from New York to Seattle?
Yeah, I moved from
okay.
Upper East Side, New York to Seattle.
Okay, so that explains why you do so many deals in a little over half a decade.
I don't know. I just always work hard. That's why I think.
Okay.
You know,
So how long did you live in New York?
for 2 years.
2 years. Wow. See, I personally never been to New York, and I really want to go and visit. I was fired up, I want to say, right before COVID happened. Then when COVID happened, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't go visit. So that's on my bucket list to do, to come out and visit. So now I know who to contact if I want to find the nice places of New York.
Really.
Yeah.
And after living in New York, Upper East Side, I love Seattle.
Okay.
You know, when I came and visited, I love it.
Yeah.
I love the clean air, the
Yeah.
big trees,
Yeah.
everything is green,
Yeah.
you know, Emerald City.
Yeah.
So I love it. And everybody says, you must be a very optimistic person.
Yeah.
You love Seattle. I'm like, compared to New York, you know, there's no fresh air, no beautiful trees,
Yeah.
no hiking, no mountains.
Yeah.
Seattle is amazing.
No, Seattle's beautiful. I'm born and raised Washingtonian, but living here all my life. So talk to me a little bit about your market. Let's start there. Where do you primarily work out of? Where do you live? What area is like, hey, this is where I help majority of my clients?
Yeah, I actually work many different markets
Okay.
here. But a lot of my clients buy houses usually in Redmond, Sammamish, Bethel, Woodinville,
Okay.
this area.
Okay.
But I have buyers and sellers in Tacoma and
Okay.
Everett and Monroe
Oh, wow.
and Seattle downtown, everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
So King County, maybe a little bit of South Snohomish and North
And
Pierce.
north. Yeah.
Okay. So King County is primarily where you work. Okay.
Primarily, yeah. King
Okay.
County, of
Very,
course,
very,
yeah.
very good. Talk to me a little bit about why you got into real estate, right? So you've been in real estate since 2015. Why did you get into the business?
Just was lucky.
You're lucky? Okay. Talk to us a little bit about that luck, that
No,
dream.
I think, I don't know if you know, I was a medical doctor in Russia.
Okay.
So I graduated on Russian Far East Khabarovsk Medical School.
Wow.
So I like to help people.
Yeah.
And this is what gives me energy.
Yeah.
You know, I realize like when I'm helping people, when I
Yeah.
could add something to people's lives or to at any aspect,
Yeah.
I like kind of thrive on it. I
Yeah.
love it. So doing real estate for me, it's helping people,
Yeah.
you know, and kind of you do match too. You match the house, you match areas, streets, schools with people. So for me, it's more not like sales,
Yeah.
but like connecting people,
Okay.
connecting houses, connecting events.
Yeah. No,
So I love it. So for me, it's same as being a doctor. You know, you're very helpful.
Yeah.
And you have to know everything. You
Yeah.
can never say, I have no idea. You
Yeah.
know, I would never say that. I
Yeah.
would know somebody who knows somebody who
Yeah.
knows that.
And you have to know the details of the house, right? Like, doctor has to know everything about the operation. As a
So
realtor, you need
kind
to
of-
know, okay, if you're purchasing the home, what year was it built? What kind of foundation is the home is on? What style is the home?
Who is the builder?
Who
If
is
it's
the
a good
builder?
builder.
Yeah. Inspection reports, going through everything, water heater tanks, the type of plumbing that's in the home, electrical,
I
all
think
that.
the most important if you can realize what's the priorities.
Okay.
You know, because even like you said, inspection report.
Yeah.
It's always 30 pages of disaster at
Yeah.
every house, even
Yeah.
brand new construction.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to understand what is important and what is not important.
Okay.
It's same like in medicine and real estate. You
Yeah.
know, like crack foundation, no, right? Something rotten roof, no. But if it's some minor details, like deck, you can rebuild the deck, right?
Yeah.
Or something like this, or you don't like the paint.
Yeah.
That's easy. So you have to realize what is important and what is just small details.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
don't matter.
No,
So I guess
that's
this is when you need your expertise in your
Yeah.
life and overall.
Yeah, no, 100%, right? That's huge when it comes to, and what's cool is your contingencies, your contracts, and you're very good at negotiating, right? That's why a lot of people work with you. You want to hire a realtor. Why does somebody go out and work with a real estate agent? so they can help you negotiate with one of the largest purchases that you're going to make with the other realtor on the listing side, right? And vice versa as well. If you're listing a home, you're negotiating on behalf of your sellers. So that is huge. And I know you're a phenomenal negotiator. You know your numbers. You know your comps, which is fantastic. Talk to me a little bit about why you think right now is a bad time or a good time for a family to consider purchasing a home or consider to even start thinking about looking at today's market with, because we do have slightly higher interest rates, right, from a volatility standpoint.
Of course.
The Federal Reserve did in December make their last 50 basis point rate hike. And I know that they're predicting to do another 25, but rates are lower than where they were last month and the month prior. So rates are trickling back down. But still, the market's in a very interesting position from just market data logistics standpoint. And I know a lot of people on the news online too, they have, you hear a lot of fear talk, right? You have, oh, right now is a horrible time to buy, or oh, this market's going to crash. We live in Washington State. Washington State is such a unique market from a buyer standpoint, from a listing, from a job standpoint, right? It's huge. We have what? Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft,
Expedia, everything, you name it, you have headquarters.
You have the headquarters of every. I mean, you have Boeing, one of the largest employers in Washington State's here. We have the port system here to where we're importing, exporting, literally hundreds of millions of dollars worth of goods and services across, to other nations.
We have a market inside the market.
Yeah, we have our own market inside of a market.
We kind of follow California market more than look at Texas or Arizona or something. I think California and Washington State, it's a little bit different markets overall. And actually many people couldn't buy for last 5 years, right? Because it was very competitive.
Yeah.
Each house has 15 offers and everybody was complaining, oh, we lost 10 offers, oh, we lost 12 offers.
Yeah.
So right now you're not going to lose offers.
Yeah.
I actually would rather be home buyer today than a year ago.
Yeah.
When you have to waive all the contingencies. And it was very stressful because earnest money was 70,000, 200,000, 300,000, not enough, even 500,000 non-refundable earnest money released to the seller first day.
Yeah.
So imagine how much stress it was. If you don't close or something, you buy a new car or your job change, you're not going to close and you're going to lose this money. No questions. It was so stressful.
Yeah.
And, realtors, we absorb all the stress, right?
Yeah.
I try to make it for my buyers or sellers. They even don't know what problems we have. So they always calm and happy. They even don't know what problems we have and how much realtors worry what might go wrong. And right now you don't need to have this stress.
No.
Actually, the last deal I closed, we renegotiate price down and we got money for closing cost. And we found two minor, the house was like only 5 years old. We found two minor things and the seller fixed it.
Yeah.
Moreover, seller left us some furniture pieces.
Wow.
Wouldn't you rather have this versus 1 year ago? You have to put non-refundable earnest money and for 29 days be super worried what if anything goes wrong and you don't know even what you're buying because you saw the inspection from the seller, but you never do your inspection.
Yeah.
And even this inspection says something wrong, seller would never fix it before, right?
Yeah.
So right now you can have peace of mind, have discount, and basically all appraisers come high right now. So which means higher. The appraisers come higher than our purchase price, which means you have some already equity in it. Even if you put 5%, you already have 10% kind of equity.
Yeah.
And I think this is why beneficial to buy overall. You have to kind of look at the good big picture, long-term picture. I think it might be the only way to build wealth in America, to start buying properties, homes. Otherwise, you will never worth, I don't know, a few millions, right?
Yeah.
If you don't start to do real estate.
Yeah.
It's kind of maybe the only way. And another what's important right now, my investors can do 1031 exchange.
Yeah.
And before we couldn't do it because 1031 exchange, when, for example, you have your investment property which you rent out, and maybe you want to buy something newer, better and a better area.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it because you have only 45 days to identify a new property.
Yeah.
And 45 days might not be enough to your offer get accepted. And then you're going to lose a lot on the taxes if you don't do exchange. Because that kind of doesn't make sense when you have investments if you don't do 1031 exchange.
I think 1031, the reverse exchange, right?
We did the reverse
yeah.
exchange.
The reverse exchange has a 45-day rule. I think the basic 1031 is at 6 months. So give you
6 months to close,
180
days to close.
180 days to close.
But
and
still
then
45 days to, so you have 180 to close, yes. But when first you have to buy without having money from the sale.
Yeah.
So if you don't have cash, you're not going to qualify. So you can do reverse 1031 exchange, which will nobody would recommend you to do.
Difficult.
It's a major headache. It's a major headache.
Yeah.
But this is what people was doing. I was doing reverse 1031 exchange, which is very difficult because you have to have extra money, and then even before you sold your delinquished first properties. So now investor can finally update portfolio, you know, and plus I think the rental price is going to go up.
Yeah.
Right, so it's good for investors to collect higher rent now.
Oh yeah.
And for cash buyers, it's gonna be a gold mine, right? They just sitting and waiting, and I think like second, third week of January, we're gonna have more listings, right? Right now, every seller's holding to the listing because there's no point to list in November, December. Always.
Because our business is it's cyclical and it's seasonal, right? So with the cyclical part, that's economy, right? 7-10 years, major shifts. Right now, we're in a cyclical. We're also in a seasonal business to where things pick up a lot more before kids go to school, right? People are relocating. During the wintertime, you'll see less sales, less listings, less buyers. So it's seasonal and cyclical. So no, you're right. We're right in that cyclical portion when it comes to the business. And I agree with you 100% when it comes to building wealth on real estate. There's a funny stat. There's 2 ways that people become millionaires are the quickest, right? One's in real estate. Do you know what the second one is?
Marry a rich guy.
Marry a rich guy. Maybe for some. But to build business, right? So one is real estate. The second one is actually, those laundromats?
I know.
So they're everywhere. So that's actually a second way that that's the second fastest way to become a millionaire or to build wealth, is either through real estate or that. And I'd personally not want to hold cash right now. The dollar is deflating like crazy right now just from, we printed little over 16, not billion, trillion dollars over the course of 2020 and 2021. Right?
It was scary to me how much money we were giving away because somebody gonna pay for this.
Well, we are with our tax dollars,
with taxes, and if mortgage rates goes up. And everybody obsessed about mortgage rates, but I think we should worry about unemployment rate, right? More because this is what's gonna switch our market and the stock market and inflation in the stock market. Because we more depends. Mostly my buyers depends not on the mortgage rates, but the problem is they don't want to cash out stocks while they're down. If stocks 2 weeks in August when stocks went up, market went faster away with 2 weeks,
Especially here in Washington State.
I'm talking about our Seattle area, high-tech area, even King County. I don't know, we're not going to worry. I remember before COVID, rates was 5.2. It was normal. Nobody was so worried about rates. And when we got a little bit spoiled by rates be 3% for 3 years, and for this free money given away, of course, now we're going to pay, the rate's going to go up. But it's not rates what's holding our Seattle market, but because people cannot sell stocks. Nobody wants to sell stocks so cheap, right?
Yeah, and plus, you're going to sell a stock and you're still going to pay long-term capital gains if you held it for 2 years. Pay short-term if you only had it for a year. So they look at, because I had to do math actually with one of my Google clients. He was looking to find some stocks and we had to use RSU income to, income calculations, stuff like that. And we sat down and we went over his numbers. And after going over everything, actually we decided to hold off just because his capital gains that he'd have to pay, and with the bonus that he got this year and short term, connecting him with a CPA, it just didn't make financial sense, right? And I know that's one thing why I think you're a fantastic realtor, is because you'll come out, you look at homes, you look at listings, you'll say, this home looks nice, but it's probably not going to be the right home for you and your family. So, and I know that's something that you do, and I do that from a finance standpoint. We'll sit down, we'll look at numbers, and I think also why right now is, I think, a phenomenal time to buy. Just like you said, you can find a great deal, right? Like last year, there's a house listed for $700,000. You're going to offer $900,000, and you're going to give $50,000 to $100,000 non-refundable earnest money.
Yes.
This year, that same home that's maybe listed for $750,000, you can offer $680,000, $700,000 or less, or you can say, you know what, we're going to just do a $25,000 pricing reduction, which is huge, but we're also going to ask for a 5% seller credit, and you're going to pay my closing costs. And in today's market, yes, rates are roughly on a 30-year fix around 6.5% as of today, mid-December. But we have programs.
We have this great new program, which
we have
2-1 buy,
yeah,
which is
2-1
very
buy down,
interesting.
3-2-1 buy down, 1-on-1.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where we're taking your interest rate from 6.25%, and we're bringing that down to 3.25%, 4.25%. So you can
with
still
the seller's money.
with the seller's
money.
Which
I see many sellers offer up to $40,000 of a closing cost.
Yeah.
That's normal. $30,000-$40,000 seller gonna give you so you can buy low rate.
Yeah.
For 2 or 3 first year, but
Yeah.
I'm sure in 2-3 years you can refinance.
Well, you will. So majority of
Yeah.
clients that we funded this year, I want to say once rates started to hike up, we know that the market's going to shift, right? And when it shifts, rates will come back down. When it comes back down, we will refinance. Right now is the time to find the home. Like that famous saying that we have, you marry the home, but you date the rate, right? You will date that rate.
Yes,
and even
I don't
investors,
know why everybody's so obsessed with rates. I refinanced my home already twice, you know, like in 3 years. And I know everybody's so like focused on rates. And I know I was the same way, you know. But now when you sell hundreds homes, you understand everybody refinance every 2-3 years. And I think why we was so like focused on the rates. But right now, the most important for me, you don't need, like you said, you calculate it for client, right? Before we didn't have time to calculate for client how much would be to sell stocks, how much we just like, okay, we put an offer, call them, let's make sure we accept our offer.
Let's waive everything,
waive everything, like call them right now, and Saturday 11 p.m.
Exactly.
So right now you don't need to do it. You can call your mortgage officer, your CPA, calculate money quietly, say, we don't
think about it for a couple of days.
And plus
a lot more peaceful, a lot less stressful.
And even if if appraisal, before you waive appraisal contingency, you waive everything. So if appraisal come low, you have to add extra cash somehow, but you already put in all the cash.
So for the viewers that don't know what a contingency is, as a realtor, what's a contingency?
It's some conditions, right? Contingency, some conditions based on what the buyer can back out of this house. Even they already accepted your offer, you can say, I don't like this neighborhood. So it's 10 days review neighborhood. When it's, I don't like something during inspection. And you don't need to say even what you don't like. You just say, I'm backing out. You don't need even to say what you didn't like during inspection. Maybe you even didn't do inspection. When if you have HOA or some community, you can have 5 business days to back out based on community. You like community. You don't need to say what you didn't like. So right now you can like look around, think if you like it, maybe something better come out. And you have like 5-10 days to back out. When your bank gonna do appraisal, which is another inspection, with analytical point of view, 6 sales in the 6 months around. And before, if it's come low, you cannot back out because you waive everything now. If appraisal come low, you can renegotiate price in the middle of a deal. You can even bring price even lower, you know. So right now it's good. Appraisals come even higher. But I feel like in 6 months we're gonna come lower based on the fall prices. Even better for buyers. Let's renegotiate, you know, or ask for something more from the seller, not money, but maybe some work orders to fix something, new roof, new floors. Yes, the rates are higher, you know, but you can buy it down. And remember, it's only for 2 years, and 2 years you will refinance.
Or sooner, refinance within the market turns in 4 months, 6 months,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah, and I know many people worry what market gonna go even down. And probably we will have price adjustment, 3-5% in 23, 24.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know, we have all kind of points of view right now. So I don't know why wait until market come 10% down. Let's offer. If you like some house, let's offer 10-15% lower right now. Why we will wait, you know, until market adjust? We can.
Yeah, because with the market adjusts, it's interesting, right? So a little bit about the contingency side, and I just love how you said, hey, you have so much more options, and you can back away. You could always back away from an offer, but the way that I like to look at contingencies are set in place, just like you said, as protection, but it's set in place to protect your earnest money, right? So like, let's say back in last year, you submit an offer, you waive all contingencies. When you submit an offer, your realtor will tell you, hey, we need to bring in earnest money. Earnest money that earnest money is a check. It could be 3%, it could be more, depending on the deal, depending
normally
on the offer.
3-5%,
3-5%
but
of
we
the
would
purchase
put
value.
500,000 as non-refundable earnest
last
money.
year,
Your hair goes gray, you know?
Which means nobody would back out. In today's market, you will put down earnest money.
Right.
Yeah, you're protected. You protect that earnest money. So if you decide to back out, you get that money back. And earnest money is given to title and escrow company in good faith, right? The money is your money. It's going towards your closing costs and down payment. But this is really, hey, I'm putting this down in good faith that I'll purchase your home. But you have so many ways to get out of contract and take all your money back.
Not to lose your earnest money.
That's the number one factor.
It was super stressful.
Yeah. Last year was
I
insane.
didn't lose even 1 cent to any of my clients, but it's always you worry, like, to do everything nice. And I'm writing offers kind of like 3 times a week, you know. Last year I sold 44 houses, you know. So you basically,
which is a lot of in the real estate world. You guys need to know, to sell 44 homes in 1 year, that's a ton of real estate. So
you have to write 500 offers probably to sell.
So there's a famous saying in the real estate world: 90% of transactions are closed by 10% of people in the business, 10% of realtors. Now, Anna's part of that 10%. I'll tell you right now. So that's a lot of homes. So that's a lot of offers that need to be written up.
Yeah. Basically, I was writing offers maybe at least 3 times a week, maybe 3 times a day sometimes.
Yeah.
So you feel the market.
Oh,
you know, can you push for work orders? Can you push for price? So you feel it all the time. That's why agents who work a lot, who close a lot of transaction, you know, you feel the market. You know the market every day.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we try this. Oh, didn't go. Okay, we try this. Oh, did it work? So you know every week what's going on because you're trying. Okay, let's offer 10% less. Didn't happen. Okay, let's offer that. So that's why you need an experienced realtor, you know, so you know what you're doing. And I know so many agents, you know, basically... you have to play nice in a sandbox, you know. You have to negotiate with many agents, so you always have to be on a good terms with them. Of course you're going to represent your client, you know, but you have to be nice with everybody, and it's important, you know, your communication with other agents, because if some agents are really arrogant or don't know what they're doing, or like write contracts, it looks like nightmare, you know, and each page has 20 marks.
Scribbles,
So you think, okay, this agent doesn't know even what we're doing. And actually every year I'm getting for my clients like few free furniture, free appliances, even which was not in a contract, because I know where to put check marks, you know, inside contracts. And when like sometimes even 2-3 days before the closing, we're like, oh, we didn't know that. So an experienced agent knows every
line item,
where to put check, where not to put check. So this is how we can represent, because basically everything on MLS. Anybody can see any house.
Any realtor can see any house.
Any realtor can see any house. Any realtor can show you any house, basically. But when you have a lot of experience, when you write a lot of offers, see everything what is on market new, you know what is new on market. Right now, it looks like we have a lot of inventory. It looks like. Because I've seen every house in Redmond and Bellevue. These houses, like 2.4 million, you know. They have no backyard on a busy road, old cabinets, old floors. It's need like 300,000 remodel. They don't worth 4.2, you know. But this is what so that's why we're on a market, not because our market going down or crashing or anything. It's just this property overpriced.
Yeah.
We list them like it was a spring, but it's not spring anymore. But even I think during the spring, it would be overpriced.
So it was like almost like an inexperienced realtor that would like, I don't want to say inexperienced, but somebody that hasn't adjusted.
Or sometimes sellers just want it, you know.
Oh,
sometimes
so
sellers don't realize. So you have to be, again, good with people.
Yeah.
You know, this is the most, I think, important is how we communicate with people. So you have to talk to your seller and understand what is realistic, right? And if your seller not realistic, kind of, you have to find ways to explain what this market is doing right now. And it was what was challenged for the last half a year, right? Because my market was going down, but sellers were still hoping to get April prices, right? And this market gone. Like, you cannot sell stocks right now at the April prices. You cannot sell your house at the April prices. So it's kind of the same. Of course, miracles happen sometimes. But I think it just looks like we have a lot of inventory. But with houses, like, we look at them and we don't want to put offers on them. So we are waiting for the new year to have more choices. And once we have more choices, we will have more offers, more buyers, because buyers going to see, oh, this house is nice. Maybe I have to pay, I don't know, $1,500 more a month than I usually would be, but I am getting new garage doors, I'm getting new roof, I don't need to spend cash on these expenses. So it would be a good deal for our, I think, demographic in Seattle area. Even with price correction. And of course, we cannot have, our prices were going up for like since 2015, like straight line up. You know, it cannot go since forever.
2012. Since even 2012.
2013.
I know.
So now we're going to have some adjustment and then go up, because historically, you know, a house in Bellevue cost $60,000 in 70s. Now this house cost $6 million maybe, right? Because of this land. So historically, we always have prices going up.
And in our market, in Washington State, you know, King, Pierce, Snohomish County, Seattle area, East Side area, Tacoma even, this area, because of the jobs, because of the growth, because of the amount of, I want to say, innovation and opportunity that Washington State has for engineers and for everyone that wants to work here or live here, there will always be more people. People are still relocating to Washington State, even though you have some families that left. A lot of people are relocating here. We have a couple of huge employers when it comes to, you know, massive employers. We have a couple of interesting state deals going on. I know in 2023 we'll see those get rolled out. But in general, on a macro scale, there will always be more people than homes here in Washington State, right? You can't build land. So you're going to see apartment buildings go up, and you'll see in a large space.
So I think in our area we're still going to have low supply. You know, it's always supply and demand.
Supply demand.
Right now demand looks smaller, but I think again it only looks less because there's no actually good inventory. And now builders stop building. So in 2 years we're going to have low inventory for sure again. Because builders don't know what's going to be with market. You know, they don't want to lose money, so they kind of return all the lands. They are not building right now because they would be at loss. So I think in our area, we're always going to have low inventory. And a lot of people moving from California. I have a lot of buyers. Every year I close 5-6 deals when people didn't see houses. They relocate from California, New York. They never saw the houses. You know, I just do video, explain the neighborhood, do videos a lot, and they buy without seeing it. Because for people who move from California, New York, for them our prices like 1.2, 1.5. They're like, I'll take 2.
That's right. That's right.
So we have amazing nature in Seattle area. Giant employers. Employers, right?
Huge employers.
Huge employers. And we're still cheaper than San Diego, San Francisco.
I like to say more cost efficient, right?
More
Because
cost efficient.
for some families these are not cheap homes, but compared to
California, New York.
Yeah,
Compared to
compare
California, New York,
you
we
can't
are
compare.
much more affordable.
Much more affordable.
So for them, it's crazy good deal when we are moving here. And of course, many people actually this year moved to Texas, Florida, Arizona. They did.
Yeah.
You know. So we will see what's happened. You know, because definitely you can buy better houses, but would you have infrastructure? Would you have so much activities with nature?
Yeah, and like Washington State, like you said, has an economy within an economy. You can go and move to Arizona, but what's the job market in Arizona? What do they pay in Arizona? And I've never been to Arizona, so I can't say anything bad. But
Arizona's taking a huge hit right now. Scottsdale area.
Scottsdale's taking a huge hit, and so is Texas. Huge real estate market hit in Texas. Yeah. But again, the jobs, that's why our economy in Washington State is strong. Every economy suffers a little differently during an economic downturn or a recession. Every economy suffers, but some suffer more, some suffer less. Like, I almost feel like we barely even saw a real estate kind of like, we saw slight, I don't want to say price reduction, but we saw a stagnant in prices in real estate for a little bit, but not like Arizona, not like Texas, where they had a huge, I think, I was reading an article, there's certain parts of Houston that saw close to 35% reduction month over month. We never got anything like that here, and I don't believe we will.
We do have price reduction, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you can see everything now. My buyers buying, we have price reduction, right?
Yeah.
But maybe it's again 7%.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not 30%.
No.
And maybe we will have 5% more price reduction. So what? You know, let's offer less.
Yeah.
But it's good, especially right now. It's a perfect time. What I see a great opportunity, which my people couldn't do for last 5 years. If they want to buy bigger house for themselves, maybe they have second child, you know, or they need an office. And for last few years, they couldn't buy anything newer, better location, bigger, because to buy something new, you need to sell what do you have. And they could sell, but they cannot get offer accepted.
So,
but right now, you can do contingent on your sale of your first house offer.
Or better yet, you reach out to a lender that can do something a little bit different. Like we have a program where we have our company will buy a home for your client for cash, and then they will move into that home, and then your client can sell, and then they will refinance us off the title.
Right now, you don't need to do it. Go through escrow twice or buy a house. You just see the new, bigger, nicer house you like. You put offer and say, Mr. Seller, wait until 60 days I sell my home. And if I don't sell my home, I'm not going to buy yours.
Or you go 2 offers. Here's one offer, me selling my home. Here's another offer, me buying your home for cash. The cash offer is going to be lower, right? Of course. That's a 7-day close. And then you know, so you have options. You have so many options. So Anna,
this is what I mean when I say we have opportunities right now. Because some people don't understand like what opportunities, rates are high. We shouldn't be fixated on rates. You're gonna refinance anyway, which I thought I never would refinance, and I'm refinancing every time. So it's crazy opportunity, you know, because I know so many my clients, my families, they already grew out of the houses they bought in 2016. So now is a perfect time, to upgrade, which we couldn't do last 2-3 years because we would lose offers on the new houses and stay in an old house. So now you can finally upgrade your house.
You can get a really good deal.
Maybe you will sell yours a little bit lower, maybe 150,000 lower, but you're gonna negotiate on the house you buy. So basically it's a wash. Yes, you're not gonna sell your house as high as it was last April, but you're gonna negotiate down when you sell too. So for people who need to sell, buy, you know, switch, exchange, right now it's a good time, you know?
No, 100%. And I think a big factor too is like I'll talk to people and they'll say, hey, we're going to wait until housing prices shift a little bit more or when rates come back down. What I like to say was when rates come back down,
your window opportunity gonna close. This window gonna be closed.
The window's gonna close, and I think it's a bad time. I mean, it's not a bad time, but it's a worse time than now to start looking. Why? Because you're gonna be competing with everyone else. Now we're back to competitive markets. You're doing large offers. You're releasing earnest money, releasing 50, 100. Like I sold my home, my first home in 2021. and then we bought our other home. So yeah, we had to negotiate and release earnest money when we bought our house in 2021. But when I sold my home, too, I had the sellers release $100,000 upon offer acceptance of my home. And it was a clean, smooth transaction for me because I knew, hey.
So you're professional, but
and
regular people
they
would
waived
be
all the
super
earnest money.
nervous.
Yes.
Yeah, but regular people would be super nervous.
course,
You
yeah.
waiving money, they waiving money.
Yeah.
What if something's
On
like
the
domino
selling, yeah,
transaction?
exactly.
What if it's something
Yeah.
doesn't go smooth? Everything gonna collapse, and
Yeah.
then so right now gonna be much lower lawsuits,
Yeah.
because this is where all the law issues happen
Yeah.
about earnest money,
Yeah.
about waiving contingencies. Now gonna be much less lawsuits,
Yeah.
So
No.
I think it's gonna be
100%.
less stress, and finally market. It was not normal market when every house
No,
has 15
no.
offers, 500,000 above asking, everything released. It was not normal. It's a lot of stress. Nobody needs this
22
stress.
to 25% year-over-year growth is not sustainable, and that's not a healthy market. So right now
it's
we're
almost double in 3 years. It was not normal.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be a little bit adjustment. And when it's going to go up, just like last 100 years, or at least 40 years. We have a steady statistic for last 40 years, And maybe, long, short, it's going to go down, but it's always a wave.
Oh, yeah.
But long terms, it's the only way to have some savings, some wealth, something.
Yeah.
And something. And for me, it's important to leave something for my kids.
Yeah.
If you always rent, when you kind of leave,
paying an investor
you have
every
nothing
month.
to leave to your kids. And before, my clients would have like 3-5 millions in the stocks.
Yeah.
And now nobody wants to hold so much money in the stocks.
Deflating dollar.
Because they can fall, you can wake up and you have only half of your 3 million. But if you have a house, maybe you're going to have 10-15% price adjustment, but your house is not going to cost half overnight, just like your stocks can fall.
Yeah.
So stocks used to be a very steady investments, and now it's not anymore.
No.
So
it's
to build equity is now one of the ways only. And you don't need to compete with nobody and have peace of mind, no stress transactions.
Yeah. No, real estate is definitely, I think, the fastest way to growing wealth for your family. It makes no sense to pay somebody else when you can pay yourself, pay your own mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're renting, definitely start working towards buying a home.
Taras, I have one question about the new loan limits.
Yes.
It was a little bit suspicious for me when I saw the new limits. You can basically buy $1.1 million house with only 5% down, and this is why we have all the market crash in 2005, 2006 because of this unusual mortgage product.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this new? It looks nice, but is it a little bit scary? Or?
Yeah, no. So the new high balance conforming loan limits, right? They went up to right around 1.08 million. So yes, it's you can buy a home, $1 million house plus, even $1.1 million, putting 5% down. I personally, this does not worry me at all. I saw that and I was like, great, it's to be expected. I know that families that are borrowing this much money usually are families that are buying a home, let's say for $1.5 million, and they're still putting a lot of money down. It's just they're not getting into what we call a jumbo loan versus a high balance conforming loan. Two different loan products, right? Because when you borrow more than this new limit, than this 1.08 million limit, then you have to get a jumbo investor, harder loan to qualify for. So that's one factor.
A lot of reserves.
A lot of reserves, a lot of jurors, trade lines. You have to have excellent credit, all that. Now, a separate factor, too, why I was like, okay, this is great, is because we are going to see housing prices continue to slowly go up. Now, just because the conforming loan limits are up, it doesn't mean you don't need to qualify. Back in 2000, quarter of 07, 08, 09, when things really started to shift in real estate, that was a real estate specific problem. If you had a heartbeat, you can get a loan, right? So, and there was a lot, like appraisers would be friends. Appraisers, what they do is they go out and value homes. They say, hey, your home is worth X because of these recent sales. Realtors would be friends with appraisers. They would be gifting them things. Lenders would be friends with appraisers. A lot of crazy illegal things happened back in the day that today would never happen. You still have to qualify, right? You have debt to income
so it's still very
ratios.
strict qualifications.
The guidelines
so
are super strict.
We're not giving
yeah.
away 1 million loans with 50K
No,
down. You have to be
no.
like super qualified.
You have to qualify for that payment. So these families that are going to be going out and getting these types of loan products to be living in, I want to say maybe slightly nicer cities or cities that they really want to, they will be making the payments comfortably because they will qualify for these payments, right? So
Because
yeah.
your payment would be like 14,000 or something.
Yeah, it could
Very
be 11,
crazy.
it could be
looks
14.
Crazy to me.
It looks
yeah.
it looks crazy, but when you have, 2 engineers or you have 2 people at high tech working jobs that are making around $400,000 gross a year, that's a very easy and comfortable payment for them.
But I understand it's product more for people who wants to qualify for this loan and want to buy 1.6 and just don't want to put a lot of cash down because they have their own plans for another cash.
Exactly.
So it will be very helpful for them.
100%.
Not from somebody who is barely qualified for
That's
this.
right. That's right. Yeah. So the people that qualify, they will definitely be able to afford these payments. I'll tell you right now.
Okay, so you should have
have peace of mind. This is not
because I don't want the loans like they were giving them away left and right, like interest only, 0 down.
Yeah.
So right now too, I don't see we're gonna have a big crash.
No.
Because people have a lot of equity in the houses. They have at least 10, 20, 30% equity in a house.
Yeah.
So nobody would want to go foreclosure or short sales
when they have so much money in the house.
Because they're gonna lose like 300,000, 400,000 equity. Like, no, you're gonna struggle but make this payment because you have a lot of equity accumulated.
We don't see those kinds of issues here in Washington.
We don't. But
not like in other states.
But you know how many people start to be panicking.
Yeah.
So I think it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because people have a lot of skin in the game.
They have
a lot of equity in the house to foreclose or auction,
100%
or something.
Yeah, I like and that's why we do stuff like this to educate people in the market, people that are thinking about purchasing, Washingtonians. We're here to educate, to help better guide and understand as 2 business professionals that are living, breathing this market.
So I personally have many cash buyers who are sitting and waiting to jump in when price is gonna like collapse.
Yeah.
But how are we gonna collapse if like 5-6 of you sitting with a money cash waiting to jump in, so you're gonna compete again. So it's not gonna like collapse 50% or something because so much money people holding in our state and just waiting for stocks goes up or rates goes down or just prices go a little bit down to jump on it.
See, I think a little different. I would never pour all, let's say, price point at 1.1. I'd never want to pour all $1.1 million into one deal unless it was like a 4-plex, right? Yeah. I would want to go and buy 3 homes.
Of course.
That's because I'd rather.
Because when you're gonna have cash flow, of course,
Well, number one, borrowed money is tax deductible, right?
Of course.
Number 2, interest paid is tax deductible. Number 3, income growth standpoint, when you're cash flowing, even if you cash flow the same, you have more write-offs because you have more real estate. There's just a lot more benefits. Like, there's a reason why companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Boeing, Google, they don't own a lot of the real estate that their employees work. They have the capital. Don't get me wrong, they have the money, but they borrow that money because they understand from a tax standpoint, it makes way more sense, right? Anna, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
I appreciate you. Again, family, friends, if you guys are looking for a home, King County, East Side, Seattle, Anna's your gal. Reach out to her. She is an icon in the business. She knows a lot of realtors, a lot of people. She's very good at what she does. So reach out to her if you guys have any questions. And thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.